Hi, this is Whitney, and thank you for joining me. And welcome to What's Brewing at the Cafe. It's Let's Weigh In Monday, so I just want to go over my weight and tell you about what's going on with me and my new updates for my weight this week. All right, so this week I lost 1 pound. I'm inching away. More it's good. I would have wanted to lose a little bit more, but I don't get disappointed about any of my weight loss successes or even failures. So I lost 1 pound this week, so that's good. I'll take it, and I'll keep trying. I'll keep striving, and I'll keep being focused on my weight and getting this together. So I did want to go over a couple other things with you guys to give you more detail and background as to why I ended up where I am and why I allow food to control me, or what drove me to the point of where I am. Let's say it like that. So how did I finally decide to lose weight? Well, this last time, my knees were killing me. I was devastated with the fact that with the thought that if I don't get this together, I'm gonna have to be, depending on a cane or even, a walker. I don't know, but it just scared me enough to really get my thought together and get myself together. I Another thing I used to do, and I'm not making an excuse for it, but it's what I did, especially when I was raising my children. Everybody was a priority but me. I got to me when I could, and when you're raising young children, you do take your children and put them first, but then when you really realize it, and it's too late, then you've gained weight or you're in a certain, position in your life. And I just, they were a priority. Making my marriage work was a priority. And I'm talking about with their dad. And, just trying to be the best wife and mom that I could be. And then in 2003, I had weight loss surgery. And because that's when I was real desperate, because I was very large. I was close to almost 400 pounds. I've never said that out loud, but I was that big. And before I could even have weight loss surgery, I had to lose, they wanted to see me lose 25 pounds before that I could qualify. And I had to go through a psychological examination with a psychologist. I mean, it was the same thing that you see on My 600-Pound Life is what I had to go through. And so I just remember, and I went through that surgery. I had weight loss ruined in wide, where they cut you. I got a big old scar going down my stomach and all of that. And I was successful with the weight loss, and I kept the weight loss off up until maybe about 3-4 years ago. And then all of a sudden, the stresses, I had divorced and remarried. And that's a whole nother video. But I had divorced and remarried, not in the same year. I divorced my ex-husband in 2007, and then I remarried, and then I married again in 2012. But and the stresses from marriage and raising children, and from previous relationships, all of that. It stressed me out. And one of the things I did to, ease my comfort and my anxiety and everything that was going on, I ate. And I ate. And I ate. I binged. Potato chips was one of my best friends. Cookies was one of my best friends. And eating fast food eating. And I had the nerve to be particular about the fast food eating. But that's what I did. And I just ate, and I gained, almost 100 pounds. From when I got from my lowest up until what I weighed right when it was probably right at 100 pounds, because I lost some weight before I started Weight Watchers, just on my own. So, and then finally on June 13th of 2020, I decided to join Weight Watchers, and take control and be realistic about this choice, be realistic with myself, know that I didn't get, 300 pounds overnight, and know that it's going to take me some time to lose it. But I'm at 68 pounds lost. So 68, I think it's 68.2 is where I am. And hopefully by the time I come back to you next week for my weekly weigh-in, I am finally at my 70-pound loss. But if I don't make it, I'm just going to keep on striving. But I just wanted to go into more detail with you guys about my example of who I am and my story about being overweight and not being able to handle stress and the things in life. And I took it out with food, just like an alcoholic takes it out with alcohol, or a drug addict takes it out, with doing drugs. Mine was food. And so I had to get a handle on where I was going. I was so unhappy with being so big because I had worked so hard the first time. But, I'm here now. I'm happy. This is one of the reasons I started my YouTube channel, because I wanted to be 100% transparent about my weight and where it's taken me. That's why I wanted to, chronicle and go through things like how I'm feeling when I'm bored. And it's been a long weekend this time, because I live in the Midwest, and we are under some really cold temperatures, and we decided to completely stay in. And I'm crocheting and doing my crafts and doing my the other things that I have a lot of interest in. And so I'm just trying to stay busy and keep my mind off of eating. I'm doing my Poshmark closet. I'm working on my things I'm making for my home, and just trying to keep myself busy, because you're stuck in the house, you can't go nowhere. It is really too cold to be outside. So we're stuck in the house. So I'm dealing with them in real life, because I don't, from day to day, sometimes when the mood is not right, or you're bored, or you're stuck in the house, you just got to handle that stress and deal with the complications of being, in a situation that you're not uncomfortable with. I lost a pound this week. I wanted to share it with you. I wanted to go through a couple of other things that, to explain my position and what brought me here, what put me here, what made me the overweight woman. And, the last thing that I want to just, say is that this time it was my health, it was my age and my health. But I just didn't want to be a burden to anybody, not until it was time, to the point where I couldn't make those decisions because of age. But I wanted to be able to be healthy throughout this process and throughout this thing called life. So that's why I decided this time to join Weight Watchers, get my life together. And, my husband is a trained chef, and so we've been cooking and, doing things and trying to, eat healthy. And it's been really working. But this weekend, being stuck in the cold house, well, it ain't cold in the house, but the cold, and, being 4 degrees below zero, having the snow blowing, and we just decided we weren't going anywhere. So that's all I wanted to share with you all. Again, please subscribe to my channel. Hit the notification bell so you'll get notifications when I post videos. And thank you for sharing this content with anyone you think that would enjoy it. So this is Weekly Weigh-In. Thank you for joining me, and I'll chat with you guys real soon. Take care.